Gold to $3,000 per ounce. Now, this is actually a short-term prediction, and many predictions and experts within precious metals say that gold and silver are ready for a much more dramatic breakout. But it is true that gold and oil both outperformed the rest of the market. Let's take a look here from Jim Rickards. So we have Jim Rickards, you already know, one of the OGs in the space. 2022 year in review, Bitcoin down 65%, NASDAQ down 33%, S&P 500 down 19%, Dow Jones down 8.8%, cash down 7.1%, real return net of inflation. Gold was actually up 0.2% and oil was actually up 0.5%. Now, I also should mention, remember, it was the worst year ever for the history of US bonds. Now, it's also interesting to note that gold against other currency pairs like the Japanese yen and others is actually back to all-time high. It's just that the United States dollar actually recovered last year because there was a flight to safety. As you saw from the real returns, people were willing to lose 7% just holding cash because the returns in the stocks and the rest of the assets was so poor. They were getting beat up so bad. Now, gold obviously only up 0.2%. I didn't pull the numbers on silver, but we know that silver did start to break out there in September. And that's what's interesting is that gold and silver oil, these have outperformed the rest of the market without even really breaking out of the true price suppression that they are now experiencing. So the derivatives market is being used to hold down gold and silver still to this day, and they are still outperforming the rest of the market and the assets. Now, in regards to $3,000 per ounce gold, that apparently is kind of the word on the street in the backroom deals that's taking place. My mentor, Dan Pena, was just giving his most recent seminar, and he was talking about the most elite family in banking. I'm not going to name their name, but you guys know who I'm talking about, right? So the most elite family in banking who has controlled the price of gold for hundreds of years. Apparently, Dan says that it's ready to go to 3,000 per ounce if they are willing to let it. So once again, these elites, they are hoarding record amounts of gold along with the central banks. And then we know Rothschilds also, well, I just said the name there, whoops, also invested in SBI Holdings, which has a major stake in Ripple as well. So it's interesting to watch the moves and then some of these price predictions, but that $3,000 per ounce price prediction from Dan is kind of the word on the street that he's hearing, and that's a relatively short-term price prediction. The much bigger macro fundamentals tells that we could see even a bigger breakout. Now, if you guys are looking to move your retirement account 401k over to precious metals, check the link on down below, the precious metals link at my website. My people will help you roll over your retirement account to precious metals.